The Overlord's Teachings, 16. The Virtue of Cerebral Supremacy. A sword can be broken. A fleet can be outmaneuvered. But a mind that grasps all, that is eternal. Mastery of thought is the mastery of reality itself. The virtue of cerebral supremacy. Why should you learn it? Ah, my would-be successor, I see the glimmer of intelligence in your eyes. A dangerous thing, if not sharpened. A useless thing, if not wielded. Let me make this clear. The battlefield is not where empires are won. It is merely where they are confirmed. True conquest happens in the mind, before the first battle is fought, before the first order is given. Consider this. A warlord who understands only war will be outmaneuvered by a diplomat. A politician who understands only power will be undone by an economist. A scientist who understands only innovation will be enslaved by those who fund his work. But the Overlord understands everything. You must know war to wage it, no politics to manipulate it, no psychology to control it, no economics to profit from it, no technology to surpass it. If you fail to master any of these domains, you will find yourself at the mercy of those who have. And an overlord at the mercy of another is no overlord at all, just a future corpse waiting for execution. The science behind mastery. Do not mistake this for idle philosophy. The brain is a biological war engine, a network of 100 trillion connections, more adaptable than any machine. It can retrain, reprogram, and evolve, provided you force it to. Neuroplasticity ensures that knowledge, once mastered, reshapes the mind. Each new field you conquer forges new cognitive pathways, allowing you to see patterns where others see only chaos. You will not just think faster than your enemies. You will not just predict their every move. You will rewrite the rules they thought they were playing by. And when they realize what you are, it will already be too late. Now the choice is yours. Do you wish to be a brute with a sword, a fool with a title, a puppet in the hands of those who understand more than you do? Or do you wish to become the mind behind the throne, the unseen hand that dictates reality itself? If you desire true supremacy, then you must learn how to acquire this mastery. A dull blade may kill a man. A sharp mind kills civilizations. The weak arm themselves with weapons. The strong arm themselves with knowledge. The virtue of cerebral supremacy. How do you learn it? You're beginning to see the necessity of total intellectual domination. Good, but knowing you must master everything is useless unless you know how. The mind, like any empire, must be expanded, optimized, and weaponized. Mastering war, politics, psychology, economics, and technology is not a task for the faint-hearted. It is a lifelong campaign, and you will either emerge as an unstoppable force or a burnt-out failure, choking on the dust of greater minds. Here is how you train your mind for total supremacy. I, the science of learning, optimize your cognitive weaponry. Do you know why most people are stupid? It is not lack of potential. It is because they waste their mind's energy on trivialities. The brain has limited computational resources, and the masses spend them on entertainment, gossip, and pointless emotions. You will do no such thing. Neuroplasticity, the brain's forge. Your mind is not static. It is a battlefield constantly reshaped by experience. The more you engage in complex learning, the more your cognitive weapons sharpen. The 10,000-hour lie. Mastery does not take 10,000 hours. It takes deliberate, high-stakes practice. You must learn through immersion and conflict, pushing your brain to its limits in every domain. Memory is power. A mind that forgets is a mind that fails. Use mnemonic techniques, spaced repetition, and mental models to encode information so deeply that it becomes instinct. The brain is a biological machine. Hone it, refine it, and make it indomitable. 2. The 5 pillars of Overlord intelligence. To rule the galaxy, you must master 5 core disciplines. Anything less is incompetence. War, the science of victory. Study historical battles, military strategy, asymmetric warfare. Understand the mathematics of logistics, troop movement, and attrition rates. Practice real-time strategic decision-making through simulations, chess, and AI war games. Politics, the art of manipulation. Read Machiavelli, Sun Tzu, Clausewitz. Then surpass them. Train in rhetoric, persuasion, deception. Make words deadlier than bullets. Master the structure of power. governments, laws, and bureaucratic warfare. Psychology, the control of mind study, behavioral psychology, cognitive biases, neuroscience. Learn dark persuasion, propaganda, and social engineering. Train yourself to detect deception, predict decisions, and control perception. Economics, the ownership of reality. Understand currency, trade, market manipulation, and financial warfare. Use scarcity and demand to control entire civilizations. Ensure that all wealth flows back to you, either openly or in shadows. Technology, the edge of evolution. Stay decades ahead of your enemies in AI, cyber warfare, biotech, and quantum computing. Own the infrastructure of knowledge. Whoever controls information controls truth. Turn technology into a weapon, a shield, and a throne. Master these, and there will be no rival, only subjects. 3. The final ritual, testing your mind in battle. Learning in isolation is a delusion of the weak. You must test your mastery in conflict. If your knowledge cannot survive opposition, then it is worthless. Challenge experts. Find the best minds in war, politics, psychology, economics, and technology, and outthink them. If you cannot, learn why and adapt. Control information flow. Set up experiments in manipulation. Convince people of lies, create false narratives, and watch them spread. War game scenarios. Simulate coups, wars, and takeovers. Then practice executing them. Even a failure teaches you how not to fail next time. The Overlord's command, expand or perish. This is not an elective skill. You master every field, or you become a puppet of those who do. The question is not whether you can learn it. The question is, are you willing to pay the price for ultimate knowledge? If you are, then you must learn how to apply it to your benefit. The fool arms himself with weapons. The true conqueror arms himself with knowledge. Empires do not fall by force alone. They crumble under superior intelligence wielded with precision. The virtue of cerebral supremacy. How do you apply it to your benefit? You now understand the necessity of mastering every discipline, and you have learned the methods to sharpen your mind into a weapon. But knowledge without application is wasted potential. The galaxy is a game of strategy, and those who fail to use their intelligence proactively are doomed to be outmaneuvered. It is time to exploit your cerebral supremacy to bend reality to your will. I war, conquering without fighting. The greatest victory is the battle that was never fought. To a brute, war is a clash of armies. To an intellectual warlord, it is a game of maneuvering, deception, and calculated devastation. Control the pre-war narrative. Wars are won before the first shot is fired. Manipulate the media. Sow distrust among your enemies and fracture alliances before they even recognize a threat. Make others fight for you. True dominance is when others destroy your enemies for you while you watch from your throne. Orchestrate proxy wars, manipulate governments, and let them bleed each other dry. Always have a doomsday card. The most intelligent warlord is not just ruthless, but prepared. Have a contingency so devastating, biological warfare, AI-controlled armies, economic collapse, that the mere threat of its use forces compliance. Those who fight you directly should realize their mistake only once their armies are ash and their legacies erased. Day 2. Politics, owning the puppets and the strings. A throne is not taken by force. It is offered by those too blind to see the chains around their necks. Every law, every ruler, every ideology is a tool to be bent to your advantage. Intelligence applied to politics means rule through shadows, not titles. Kings and presidents are disposable. Control the advisors, the bankers, the lawmakers, and you rule without accountability. Divide, weaken, then unite. Encourage factionalism. Make people fear each other more than they fear you. When the dust settles, they will beg for your leadership. Bureaucracy as a weapon. A brilliant ruler does not use swords to kill, but paperwork. Regulations, legal frameworks, tax codes, loopholes build a system so complex that only you can navigate it. Your enemies will be buried in endless red tape long before they ever see your blade. 3. Psychology, commanding minds like an emperor commands armies. Chains on the body can be broken. Chains on the mind are eternal. A ruler's most powerful weapon is not an army, but the perception of power. When you control how people think, you control everything. Manufacture belief. Create ideologies, faiths, or principles that justify your rule. It does not matter if they are true. It only matters that people believe them. Weaponize fear and hope. Too much fear and people rebel. Too much hope and they dream of change. Keep them trapped between both, just hopeful enough to obey, just afraid enough to never challenge. Make yourself an idea, not a man. Men die. Ideas live forever. If you elevate yourself beyond mere mortality, as a divine ruler, a legend, an unchallengeable force, you become immortal in the minds of your subjects. Those who control minds control reality.